260 laps at Atlanta. Stage 1 end at lap 68. By the way, every car does have a fast repair for this race because we are expecting some semblance of chaos. Bill Elliott grabbed the pole early on in qualifying. He will lead the field to green here at Atlanta to get race number 6, I think, of the NASCAR Chat Series started. Green flag at Atlanta. That's not good. That's not what we wanted. How about this? Butcher in the start already. Coming around to lead lap 1 was Aiden. A very nice start for him from 4th place. And to be honest, with how packed up everybody is right now off the start, I'm surprised we made it a lap. Caleb with a move to the inside. And we talked about this on a stream a couple of days ago. I had thought in my brief test before that these cars would be a little bit more racy here at Atlanta than they were at Daytona, Talladega, where it's just get the lead, drop to the inside, get past. No problems as of yet, but we've got 2 solid trains running here on lap 3. We better hope we don't have a problem right about now, because it could be catastrophic for everybody else. And there is just a lot of movement in the turns, in these lines, that is just terrifying early. We're 3 wide in the back of the pack. That can't end good. Look at the 43 going. Whoa, the 43 was in the wall there momentarily. Just the scrape will keep going. Can't get down to the bottom and pit as things stand anyway. So Aiden, your leader from Red Wings. Oh my goodness, Tony Stewart. We're probably going to have the biggest crash in NASCAR Chat Series history here today. I don't know if there's really anything avoiding that. We're starting to get 3 wide. We're starting to get a little bit more racy already. And if this is what we have going on today in Atlanta, oh boy. This is... Look at these cars! The 24 of Evo to the bottom of Aiden. Looking for the lead, the help behind, not quite good enough yet. Now Bill Elliott will pull up to the back of the 24. I would say it's safer up front, but if you get into some trouble up here, you're just going to get ping-ponged off of just about everything possible. 46 of Ash scraped the wall as well. But we'll continue on. I mean, my goodness. The longer this goes on without a crash, the more surprising it will be. Evo to the lead momentarily. Red Wings will go with Bill Elliott on the bottom. Lead his first laps, presumably, of the day. No! Evo, I think, got him right at the line to lead yet another one. Aiden, dollar sign, Caleb, 3 wide. Don't like that, especially with what the 45's doing. We survive. Whoa, somebody in the wall. Way in the back, I think that was Dale Earnhardt Jr. But again, these contacts with the wall early on haven't been catastrophic. They have been terrifying, but nothing too terrible as of yet. And something else important to note, that the field is sticking together. In the test that I did briefly a couple weeks back, we did not see the field really stick together. It was really spread out by this point. But we are starting to see one little breakaway. But the more they race like this, the more they're going to get caught. I don't know. I think I might rather have it spread out too. That just means restarts are going to be avoid at all costs. We're backed up together again. Oh my God, just look at the movement out of these corners. Terrifying. The 5 of Aiden back to the lead. There are lights here at Atlanta. They are not on yet. Austin just got squeezed in a wall in the back. That looked to be the heaviest contact with the outside wall that we've seen. No yellow flag, no indication of a crash. I see 2 players rolling, so that means we're okay. And Haley Deegan! Whoa! Problems in the back straightaway. I do believe the yellow flag's got to come out for that. I saw a car sideways in front of the pack, which is not good at all. So our first yellow flag of the day comes on lap 13. Problems with Haley Deegan and Pat. You know, I mean, did that warrant a caution? Probably. I don't know who I saw that was sideways. It may have been, it looks like Caleb from way up here. But, wow. Everyone, for the most part, kept it straight. So the Pat on board. First time we've gone on board, so let me know if it's too loud. Oh! You know, I don't know what really happened there. I think we need to focus in a little bit more on Pat's car from the outside. So coming out of turn 2. Problems with Haley Deegan. Evo did get a piece of it, and Pat just got bumped down there. And yeah, Caleb was the car sideways that saved it as well. I mean, my God, what are we doing out here? So the Caleb on board. This is going to be an interesting one because I feel like this is the real save of the whole thing. He got nudged there by Gundy. I mean, really nothing was all that bad. I mean, no car even went around. Pat and Caleb came close, but overall, we survived that pretty well. Not a lot of cars pitted. That is important to know. We'll come out of turn 4 and take the green flag. After our first yellow flag of the day, everybody is all right. Just kind of. Absolute field flipper of a caution as the field is. Back to green from the blimp. Well, maybe Blimp Cam isn't the greatest for restarts. It's quite quiet up here. Leader off the restart is B$, but the field did kind of get broken up after we did take the green flag. $, Tony Stewart, Jordo, and then Jimmy Johnson. We have 4 Toyotas at the front of the field, which is a bit rare because there just aren't that many of them. Including actually 5 Toyotas inside the top 10. That is a massive surprise, if we're honest with ourselves here. Now, the only car that I could really see using potentially a faster pair, I would think, is Ricky Bobby all the way in the back of the field. There's a car on the apron back there. That is Evo for reasons I can't explain. There's no front damage. There's no rear damage or front damage. I'm really confused as to what's going on here with the 24. He is coming to the box. I wish I could tell you. Not a lick of damage on the car. I didn't penalize him. Maybe the game did. But yes, I mean, Evo has deployed some real weird pit strategy at times. It worked for him in the All-Star race. And let's be sure on that. Yes, this is Evo's second pit stop of the day. He did pit under the yellow flag, as we expected. Whoa, Red Wings real close with the wall. Maybe Evo just wants to ride by himself for a little bit and just hope for the best and avoid this chaos. He was in the pits for 45 seconds on pit stop number 2 of his day. I don't know if that counts the time from the point that he entered or whatever. I'm assuming so. He only spent 1:18 in the pit lane in total for pit stop number 2. Well, fuel strategy could be a little bit strained unless we stay clean here for a long while. Oh my, there's just so much dancing around with these cars. I'm glad there is a little space here early on in the stage. D. Kuzmic just ran himself up into the wall in turn 3. Oh, Ash, that was a hard hit on the outside wall out of turn 4. Let's go back with the 46. She is going to drop to the bottom. But will this car come down the pit lane? That looked like a hard hit. And again, this is why the faster pairs are here, because, well, she's back up top, so apparently the 46 is going to be fine. I don't really know how. That looked like a hard hit. No challenge for B $sign at the front of the field for the moment. Travis Pastrana, who has just been up front in terms of the real-life drivers, not the chat cars. Travis Pastrana has got to be Kurt Busch in the wall back there. We continue green. Pastrana's got to be the best one early on, and I did just start a point standing spreadsheet for the Legends as well, just to kind of keep track of it a little bit. Oh my goodness, how many cars are we going to have finish this race? Currently, we're on pace for 33. Will that stand up? I don't know. Jordo to the lead in turn 3. It is still 3 Toyotas at the front of the field. Jordo, $, Stewart. As we take lap 25. Quaker State 400 at Atlanta. I think, as we come around to finish lap 25, we're going to go on board with Tony Stewart and take a lap around, see what he does throughout this next lap, and of course, let me know if the audio is okay. I was going to fade out anyway. I did notice that Ash did come down the pits. Presumably after that damage, as Evo will go another lap down. Running without friends, but he's got friends now. Ash left the pit lane in about 48 seconds, but 46 is certainly going to get caught. Right now, though, you're looking at a pretty good chance at getting that free pass, given that Evo's lost multiple laps. Stay out of trouble and you'll be okay. I think they have finally turned the lights on here in Atlanta. I could be mistaken. I do see just the slightest glimmer off the cars, and, well, Ash is going to use one of those 2 debris yellows early on, as we will have our second caution of the day, and she's going to get her lap back just like that. Fair enough. It's what they're there for, but there's only one of those remaining for the rest of the race, and we are only 29 laps in. Look at the look at the pace car. Tokyo drifted it around the apron. What? I wish I could go on board with the pace car to see what that looked like. Holy shit. Well, we come around to take the green flag for lap 32. Let's see if we can keep it green for a while after our first debris caution of the day. Well, seems like a lot of pushing and shoving and a lot of cars in close proximity, but for the moment, we're keeping it green. 7-time, your current leader. Let's see what kind of run everybody gets on Johnson as we head down into turn number 1. Not much yet. Not much yet. See if Jimmy Johnson can hold the point here for a little while. It's something we haven't really seen at any of the drafting tracks. Did you just get a notification or something? But this is a refreshing sight to see here in Atlanta. That there is some racing, there is some defending of the top spot that goes on. At Daytona and Talladega, it was all, and we already talked about it a couple times, but take the lead, drop to the bottom, lose the lead. Shatter in the lead now. Red Wings with Pat in behind. Austin, or rather, well, it is Austin, but it's Squid, who drops to the bottom there on Pat, looking for second spot. Yeah, for Evo, I think he better hope that there's a lot of yellow flags, which we aren't on an incredible pace for. And he's also got to hope that the people in trouble have already used a faster pair. I don't know what Jimmy Johnson was thinking. Trying to squeeze it up on the high side, and there was just nothing there for him. Thankfully, no wreck there, because that could have been catastrophic. Squid leads lap 36. 2 of his 3 car numbers. It's fitting. Problems as of yet, as sun is truly setting here in Atlanta. Nice yellow sunset here today. I still can't tell if the lights are on, but it is good to know that at least something is happening in the form of a day-to-night transition. We figured out the issue when it came to that. We were on static weather at Charlotte. That's why nothing ever happened. It never got dark. Your leader. Couple of chat cars here in the top 20. Red Wings, Cable, and Squid. Some chat cars that have already had issues today. Evos are kind of self-imposed. Evo was fine and then just pitted under green for reasons I can't explain. He wasn't out of gas. Nothing else. So I really can't explain it. 4 chat cars and Jimmy Johnson at the front of the field. We almost went 4 wide back there in the second pack, and they are still flirting with it. Pastrana in the outside wall. We will continue green. Natalie Decker, Alisson, rejoining this front group, and so is everybody else. Lap 40. We have 29 laps to go here in this opening stage, in which we've already seen so much chaos almost everywhere. And look who's top 10 in a stage again, and it's the reason he is your points leader. It is Yo Gamer, currently sitting in 8th. There's damage on the front of the 56. Let's see if we can get a better look here. Down the back. Not really. I swear I saw that splitter kind of raised up off the ground. I see Rowdy Burns has that issue. The 56, yeah, that front end is definitely caved in. But maybe that is the secret here in iRacing. Because if we remember back a couple weeks back at Michigan, it was Will Power in the 12 car who had that same sort of damage, and he was nowhere all throughout the race until he picked up that damage, and then all of a sudden, it was a front-running and eventually winning car. No damage on the 12 car yet, as we head back to the front of the field as Red Wings leads on lap 43. Jeff trying to join the party in the 55. He currently sits 8th. And what a terrible season for Jeff it has been. Just not... I mean, to put this in perspective, and I know we touched on it in the Discord, the 55 has ran every race this season. It only has a slim lead over Aiden in the 5 car that has ran 2 races. To put that and how bad it has been for El Jefe into perspective, it has been that kind of year. Front of the field, Red Wings spin, Pat sitting 3rd. Whoa, that got dicey. Oh, contact, Jimmy Johnson in the outside wall. Rowdy Burns sent him up there. Jimmy Johnson not looking too good. There really probably should be a yellow flag for this. I think he's... I can't really tell what his plan is. Ash got stuck in behind this. Come on, AI, use that intelligence. They finally get around the 84. And he will come to the pit lane. No, he's gonna have to do a lap around the apron. Well, we'll see if the 84 even makes it. That right front does not look good. Neither does the rear. A lot of damage on the 84. He is gonna try and limp it around. Now, once he does get to the pit lane, that will be a quick repair unless Jimmy Johnson has already used his fast repair, which I don't believe he has. So he will make it to the pit lane, so we can head back to the front of the field. That really probably should have been a yellow flag, but I was waiting for that car to stop. He'll go at least 1 lap down before he even made it to the pits. Caleb looking to the inside. Oh, watch out. Just chopped the front bumper of the 316 in Squid. 35 almost went for a ride he did not want to go on. They are starting to get packed up again, and that happened right at the front of the field, so I am amazed that there was no issue. A second lap will be lost for Jimmy Johnson. He hasn't left his pit stall yet. He just now did. So momentarily, I think the 84 is only going to stay 2 laps down. But you would presume that he will be caught by this lead group and go that 3rd lap down, but he would have the position on Evo for the moment as Evo's stuck in the back of the pack. There's damage on both ends of the 56 car in Yo Gamer. Might be 3 wide for the lead here. Pat looking to the outside. Red Wings to the bottom. Squid might be in that good old DW sucker hole. Oh, he's holding strong for the moment. Bill Elliott out of shape, out of 4. 18 laps to go in this opening stage. Really haven't ever seen the field get too separated. This is the most separated they've been, but we still have a pretty good pack at the front of the field, all to be packed back up together here in a few laps. But a lot of strength in chat cars up in the front of the field, which is just a far cry from what we had at Michigan. So few chat cars had good finishers. Whoa, contact! Watch out, Squid! We kept it together. The 35 of Caleb bumped the 316 up the track. No contact with the outer wall. Caleb going for the lead. Look at another damaged car. And Kurt Busch joining the party in front of the field. Apparently, damage is just the secret in iRacing. We know Caleb's car hasn't been clean today. YoGamer's car is looking like it is. There's a McLaren up here as well. Look at Austin up in the top 10. He'll be disappointed to know, but I think he's more worried about sweating his ass off in 100-degree heat at the golf course right now. 3-car breakaway. They are all chatters. Caleb, Red Wings, and Squid. But here comes YoGamer with a run from hell. A move to the inside. That 56. It hasn't had a lot of... I don't even know if it's won a stage. But it finished the first 3 races, maybe even the first 4, inside the top 10 for each stage of a race. And here is Jimmy Johnson getting caught. Confused Squid. Squid's going to have to pick himself up behind Jimmy Johnson, but he just gives him a shove from hell to try and hold it up. Doesn't work for the moment. The good news for this front of the field is that Rowdy Burns is nowhere to be found. Burns the one that sent Johnson into the wall, derailed his day, which was off to a nice start. Look at the climb for Kurt Busch, up to 3rd. $12 to go in stage 1. Got a good battle for the lead going on up front. It's primarily been Red Wings and Caleb cycling back and forth. Here for lap 58, we go on board with YoGamer and see just how this damaged car is getting around the racetrack. Well, the answer is fairly well. Making a move up to 3rd place as we were on board. A bunch of chat cars that would really use a stage win up there. But what everybody does not want to see is the 56 in that spot. Can't be allowing that car as it's going to the outside on Red Wings looking to get that top spot. Can't let that 56 get ahead, especially for Caleb. Caleb battling the 56 in points quite closely. These are the things that can make or break a championship right there. At least the way we're doing it. good push from Kurt Busch. In turn is going to get a push to Red Wings. Kurt Busch is just trying to sneak out, trying to make a move. Nobody's going with him. He looked like he wanted to go to the outside of Red Wings that whole time. The old gamer was out of shape there. Might get a better run down the back this way. And poor Jeff dropped to 18th and all that with Jimmy Johnson shaping up for a stage top 10 that he ever so desperately needed. 7 to go in the stage. We're just 2x2 right now. Inside line a little bit stronger, but not really going anywhere. Pat just got moved up to the top, it looked like. Looked like Austin just got to his inside. And even though the Ford car, the McLaren, doesn't want the points, it is up to 4th place. Squid has pitted under green. I'm not seeing any damage. It could just be a really bad time for a scheduled pit stop. There's a little damage, but not enough to pit. So there's that. We'll watch the pit time. 2-car breakaway. The stage 1 winds down, which is great for everybody else, especially the 71 and the 35, to see that the 56 has dropped a couple positions. However, got to remember there is a lap down car and Jimmy Johnson in there, so only back to 4th place. The dollar sign came down the pit lane, I do believe, as well. Yes. I don't see any damage on that car either. Can we use all-star rules? That would take forever. Bit of a longer pit stop for Squid. I wonder if they fixed that damage, even though it wasn't. It was pretty much just cosmetic, a little scrape on the front. Unbelievably, Haley Deegan is inside the top 10. Now, she's a good ways back in the midst of all of this. So this is the battle for that final stage point. Kyle Busch inside the top 10 as well. That is for position. Rowdy Burns could still fight back for it. And look at Jeff, also trying to do the same thing. But we will focus on the battle for the stage win. Oh, Red Wings to the pit lane as well. Turn the lead over to Caleb. Well, we figured out a pit cycle. About 65 laps. Oh my goodness, do these cars up front have enough to make it to the end? About a lap and a half more they need. Rowdy Burns has pitted. Kevin Harvick as well. It's not an awkward pit cycle. I mean, I guess maybe it is. That gives you a chance to at least try and go for it, which Caleb is going to try and do. Oscar Piastri, Red Wings, as we know, pitted. Dale Jr. in the pit lane. Caleb leads, but Pat has help with the lap down car. Jimmy Johnson! Caleb to the pit lane with 1 to go in the stage. Could not make it. This is the race for the stage win. Looks like Pat's gonna do it, with the help from Yo Gamer, who finishes the stage in second. Second stage win of the year for Pat. The first coming back at Homestead before that car fell off from literally everywhere. But Pat wins. I believe that's your first 2-time stage winner in the year, but the top 10 is Pat. Austin in second, his best stage finish. Yo Gamer, Gundy, D. Kuzmic, Kyle Busch, Jeff with a points finish that he absolutely needed. I somehow got stage points. I have no idea how. Non-factor all day. Pit strategy. Bill Elliott, your pole sitter, 9th, and Natalie Decker finishes the stage in 10th. All right, so as we go back to green for stage number 2, we will yet again crank it up because this might actually work at this track a little bit better than it did at Michigan. Stage 1 winner Pat leads him to green in an odd restart with a whole bunch of cars on the inside line. Well, we do have to exit. Crank it up because, yeah, there are some ash problems going on the racetrack. So let's go find Ash. What has transpired here as we were doing that? No rear damage. There's some scrapes on the front, but I'm not sure what really went on. That doesn't seem like enough to really pit. But that's what happened. Lap 79, if we want to go back and take a look at it a little bit later on. At the end of this race. Haley Deegan also down the pit lane. We have problems with Deegan? Nothing there. That would be a very odd scheduled stop as we do see Ash leave the pit lane there. Ash is falling down behind, I think, Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, perhaps. It is still chaos at the front of this field. Especially out of turn 4. Jimmy Johnson passed Haley Deegan. Boy. Yes, Evo, you are at the front of the pack. I'm not sure where that's where you want to be. That's where a lot of our issues have happened so far. We got a little bit loose out of turn 4. That time it did look like. As really for one of the first times this year, the number 4 could actually stay up front for a good amount of time, depending on how things go here at the front. If we can keep it green here in stage number 2. I mean, these two cars early in the season, the 4 and the 48, some of the lower cars in points. And of course, since past Jeff, Austin's had some decent runs as of late. I said we'd probably go back and do that at the end of the race, simply because, or maybe under yellow or something like that, if we have enough time. Oh, Johnson hard on the wall in turn 3. Evo may have got what he wanted. I can't imagine the 84 is going to be able to stay out after that. He's driving around fine for the moment. But there's definitely some more damage on that car, and if he does have to pit for that damage again, then that will really derail the 84's day, almost assuredly drop him behind Evo. He's trying to drop to the bottom, it does look like. He's there for the moment. We'll keep our eyes peeled here in the next couple laps and see if Jimmy Johnson does come down the pit lane. Oh, jeez. If we don't have a big one in this race, I will be amazed. Nah, but the rest of the field wants to see Yo Gamer at the point here in Atlanta. Oh my goodness, the 48. Jimmy Johnson has come down the pit lane. And we already know that he's used a faster pair, so the 84 probably going to drop at least 2 laps, maybe more. That would be a field flipper, for sure. Now, granted, in theory, a lot of the cars here in the field have not used their faster pair. But then again, we did see a lot that had damage that was able to continue running. Yo Gamer was one of them. I would assume, given the front and rear end damage that he had, that faster pair was used. I think it's just every time you repair damage, that's when it happens. Ash doing the field a favor and picking off the points leader at the very least. Gundy back to the lead, your Bud Shootout winner. First ever appearance for Gundy. But a non-points race, still looking for the first point swim for the 48 car. First time today we've gotten to see Ash at the front of the field. The Talladega winner. And now that that car is all fixed up, even though it's a couple laps down, pretty racy at the front of the field. Was almost trying to get around the 48. Johnson has left the pit lane. There's 3 cars racing for the next Lucky Dog pass under yellow. The 3 cars 3 laps down. Long way to go, and you know, of course, in the past we've seen when, especially when these cars get multiple laps down, they'll take that free pass and then immediately pit. But we didn't see that with Ash. You just never know. Austin's McLaren back to the lead with Ash right in behind. Probably not what Austin would like to see in his rearview mirror. Even though Austin didn't do anything wrong to Ash here today, Ash kind of has Ash's kind of out for blood at this point, so I don't think anybody wants to be near the 46. Well, yes, he would like to see DFL, which, again, if you've missed the first few races of the NASCAR Jet Series, is dead fucking last. Leading a race, certainly a hindrance of DFL, but a long way to go. Lap 93, 59 laps to go in stage number 2. As we just continue to get more yellow in terms of the sunset here in Atlanta, and yet still, it's not really dark. And yet the lights, as far as we can tell, still are not on. Catching up with Haley Deegan. I think Aiden may have just caught a piece of the wall. Let's check back with the 5 car in his 3rd career NASCAR Chat Series race. see anything too bad on that right side. If he did clip the wall, it was rather slight. Lead change. Gundy, as we have caught Jimmy Johnson, who is officially 5 laps down. Haley Deegan lost yet another lap, so that lucky dog spot right now is between Ash and Evo. And every time we catch one of these lap cars, it gets a little bit more chaotic at the front of the field. But everybody's still close enough together, I think, that... Oh, Yo Gamer wanted to drop to the inside of the Ford car for third. Was not able to do so. But again, every time we catch one of these lap cars, breaks up the front of the pack, and then it kind of has to all stack back up again. Ooh, the 43 did just kiss the wall second time today. But back up front, currently 6. Nothing to worry about on that front. Stage 2, at least to start out. Trying to be the longest green flag run of the day. We know at least one pit stop is required here in stage 2. And then eventually, another one. But that could get really interesting if we do stay green in stage 2. That is going to open the door, as I guess that's what happens when the lights come on. That was odd. The cars look odd, but we continue on. That was very strange. There's your day to night transition. Boom. Cars look a little bit funny right now. Hopefully that improves as the night does progress. That Ford car having the run of its life. The run of the season so far. Hasn't been up front this much in any race. At least in the early stages of a race. It had a good finish last week, or last time out at Michigan. But it's a car that's been riding around in the back. And, you know, of course, yet again, we look at El Jefe and the 55, currently sitting 6th. Yet again, looking for valuable stage points. Problem becomes, the car in its 3rd race, the 5 car of Aiden sits only 2 spots back, so some more racing to be had as Jeff in the 55, red car on the bottom. Real loose. Out of turn 4. Yet another problem for the rest of the field as we see the 56, at least momentarily, leading the race, leading the bottom line. And this car's success just cannot be explained. We've gone over it so many times, but just in case there's anybody that clicks on the YouTube upload of this, for the explanation, all the chat cars are the same skill. Right down to everything. They have the exact same skills, and yet the 56 has been so consistently good. Stage points was good in the early parts of the year, and then that car has really picked up its finishing performance, because when the 56 was finishing high in stages, the finishing result was not all that good. Still, of course, a long way to go in this one, but shape it up to be very good for Yo Gamer. Oh, did not like that move from Red Wings. 71. 5th car on the outside lane. That was a quick slide back in line. Right? You won the Mazda race at Charlotte, when that championship was already decided in about 5 laps into that race, after Pat got caught up in an incident. And then the All-Star race, which of course pays no points. Really favorite for that lucky dog spot is D-Dash, who's hanging with this lead group. I don't see Evo back there, but that doesn't mean anything. He's dropped back a little bit. Still a long way to go. Moves to be made. 46 starts dropping a little bit. 24 could get that spot, get back to 2 laps down. Gundy, your leader on lap 106. 46 to go in the stage. And speaking of 46, Ash trying to get one of those laps back organically. Leading the outside lane. 48 will come up the cover. What is the TV tower cam? Hey, I'll tell you what, you know, this isn't bad. Let's take a lap around Atlanta like this. Tell you what, that might be how we watch the final lap of this race. Ash is back to 2 laps down for the moment. Would still get the lucky dog if that position were to hold. You know, that is very smart. We gotta call that caution really, really quick. That is a smart move. I saw the run that the 48 was getting on the 46. I'm like, oh God, that could be for nothing. So Ash is 2 laps down. She's going to get back to 1 lap down with that move, but that does use up our debris cautions. And we could certainly see some pit stop shenanigans here. We could completely split up how this field is running. Gundy will pit from the lead, and it appears Pat stays out. Well, when we take the green flag, we will have 40 to go in stage number 2 here in Atlanta. We did finally get the lights on, and as it does get darker, the cars are starting to look a little less foggy, a little bit better. As here we go. Stage 1 winner Pat leads him to green here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Points leader Yo Gamer on the outside. Well, we got through the first 2 laps on the green clean, which of course is always a bit of a surprise when everybody's packed up together like this. Leave it to the 3 car to be leading when the draft is involved. This is where the field inversion happens? Yeah. If only. No, I think we'll save that for the championship. Field inversion at Talladega. What could possibly go wrong? By the way, we haven't mentioned it when it comes to my car, and I don't really know what the schemes are going to be. Heading into our next race at Indianapolis, the paint scheme that I do get to run is dependent on my finishing position here tonight. I know we mentioned it in qualifying and all that, but 2005 Dale Jr. throwback. Took a lot of time to get that car right, so please appreciate it. 2025 but no, just trust me that I have tiers for all of this, all of the schemes and whatnot. So if my car does finish inside the top 20, I get to run what I want. 21st to 32nd, I have to run something that's admittedly kind of ass. And then last place, I have to be unsponsored heading into that race. Metallic red looks good, don't it? But we are still green on lap 117, and for the first time today, D. Kuzmic in the 62 is your leader. Started the season in the 33 Wheeling scheme, but then moved simply because there's a few more paint scheme options for the 62 than there is for the car number 33. To be fair, though, I think he forgot this channel existed. Of course, remember when it comes to D. Kuzmic. He joined the Indianapolis 500 last year, and we never saw him again. So he doesn't probably even know he's in this series, but he is. Potentially the first pit stop domino to fall. No problems on the rear. Some slight scuffing on the front for Caleb, but that's hard to imagine that the 35 would come down the pit lane for that. Caleb certainly does not look that bad. Oh, something I think we can all agree that we want to see. That is El Jefe to the lead. Dude, this 55 has had worse luck than any chat car in any chat series we've ever done. As Austin somehow avoided hitting the wall. Well, we're getting a little bit wild up at the front of the field, but El Jefe leads lap 120. Oh, yeah. We've never seen anything to the effect of what has happened to Jeff. D. Kuzmic was out of shape. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if it's just getting late in the run or anything else. It's getting a little bit wild out here. Travis Pastrana is in the pit lane. There is a little damage on the front of that car. It just looks honestly like just damage from just bump drafting, so not really sure what's up with the 60. Maybe some right side damage. I don't know if I'd pit for that, but I digress. Whoa, Natalie Decker in the wall. As we came back to it, dominoes are falling. Midway here through stage 2. Ash just about scraped the wall again. Night is just about fallen on Atlanta Motor Speedway. Track should be cooling down, which means speeds should be going up. So maybe this is a factor in that. D. Kuzmic back to the bottom in the 62. Has it been Pat's car? Is it Pat's car, or is it just a little bit of everybody that has just been bottoming out? A lot of sparks have been flying in these corners at times, and some funny business going on there with the 3 car. Everybody was going to be creeping out, but Jeff pulls back to the bottom. So the 62 holds the lead for the moment. Austin in the middle with no help. He'll drop to the bottom in turn 3. El Jefe looking for a push from a friend to get to the inside of D. Kuzmic. For the moment he has, and now it's the 62. Stuck in the middle, but the 56 around the outside. Trying to get an early gauge, since live timing, it'd be a thing that I would love for live timing to add, and maybe it's something I can do on my own and just don't know how. A laps led counter that I can look at. Because I feel like Yo Gamer's got to be up there. I'm not so certain if Austin is. Pat's probably up there too. Whoa, I don't know what the fuck that was with the 46 and 62. Really, really odd. Some weird stuff has happened out of turn 2 with the AI. Last pit stop for a good chunk of cars came, again, anywhere between about lap 62 and lap 70. So we are very close to that pit window, I do believe, in this entire field. Really could flip. And now with no threat of the debris caution the rest of the way, I mean, we get to see over half this race just play out how it's going to play out. Well, there's some buddies. Sad I couldn't be up there with them. The good old God Squad, 1 and 2 at the moment. The NHL, EASHL Dream Team, those two. And, you know, coming up, albeit on a lap car, a slow car in Caleb D. Kuzmic, hard in the wall, out of turn 3. But I know all of those top 3 cars aren't for position. All 3 of those cars I played. EASHL with. I don't think we've ever seen all 3 of these guys at the front of the field, but there they are. Ash up there too, of course not for position. 2 laps down. And what is Caleb's situation? I'm thinking he must be 1 lap down, and he is, after a pit stop, trying to stay within 2 laps. But again, pit cycle is really, really getting close. I think we're about 5 laps away from just about the entire field coming out of there. We have 21 laps to go in stage number 2. Yo Gamer, your points leader, and the 56 is your leader. And the top 2 cars, you got number 1 in points and number 17, or number 16, I don't really know. But last of the full season runners in Jeff in the 55. Now, something we should account for that could extend this green flag, or this pit run, this pit cycle, a little bit more, is that there were a lot more yellow flag laps. Now, it's not going to save you a ton, but it's going to save you a good bit. Running under yellow as Caleb makes a poor choice. Gets stuck behind Pastrana. So less yellow flags, they might be able to go, in theory, even shorter, but... Aha, the first domino. It does appear. Bill Elliott to the pit lane. Can't see a lick on that car, so the pit cycle is here. Yep, D. Kuzmic as well. The 62 has not used a fast repair. That will happen now. After that contact with the outside wall. 8-second stop for Bill Elliott. I mean, it certainly took tires. And on a relatively new surface, and really no lifting, and even with this, as much as these cars are moving around, there's some sliding going on. You could get away with no tires, I suppose. Relatively smooth here in Atlanta. So the good news then for Caleb is that I think he's going to be fine. Currently sitting just right in behind the leaders, 4th in line, but 2 laps down. As this pit cycle does start. It hasn't been too crazy here early on. Not that many cars have come down the pit lane. Look at who is at the front of the field. Sitting in 3rd actually is Gundy in the 48, who did pit on lap 109 under that debris caution. So you're going to be running by yourself and with some right front damage on that 48. Not enough to hinder performance apparently too much. But you're going to be running by yourself, but leading presumably for a while. There are a few cars that did pit under that. Rowdy Burns pitted on lap 109, as did Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton conveniently. Kevin Harvick and Smee, Kyle Busch as well. Somebody's in the pit lane right now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kurt Busch. It is really, I mean, I don't know what a green flag pit stop type cycle is gonna look like here in Atlanta with everybody spread out. I really don't know. Wondering if something maybe a little bit more major happened to Caleb to force a little bit of a longer stop. As a reason why he has lost 2 laps. Your leader in Austin to the pit lane, which means Gundy inherits the lead. So we thought that the 48 would be running by itself, but with the help of a couple of other cars, that isn't really the case. Will Power just left the pit lane. Elio Castro and Everett. Oscar Piastri just entered. Austin to his pit stall. Pat out of the pits, as is Will Power. So how long will we run like this? There are still some cars. Jeff, who's 2.5 seconds back, who has not pitted since lap 70. Aiden and Natalie Decker sitting 4th and 5th. They have not pitted since that lap 70 mark. So if you're looking at who might just lead the most laps in this race, and it might just be unobstructed, it might be the 48 car. Which could very well. I mean, so let's take a look at this. I'm not so certain that Gundy and all those lap 109 pitters haven't just fooled the entire field and made a smart call in terms of stage points and strategy, because there are so many cars that are going to get trapped a lap down. We have 14 cars on the lead lap right now, and there are still more that have yet to pit or are currently in the pit lane. And we're going to have to trust that wave around process yet again, or do it ourselves. Because that 48's got enough to make it to the end of this stage. And Rowdy Burns in 2nd place is not gaining a lot of ground. Now, stage 3 is over 100 laps. Not all of it under green, but over 100 laps. 110 laps, I do believe. So, I mean, pit strategy, kind of throw it out the window. If you have to take a wave around and maybe take a less ideal strategy to get yourself back in this race, I feel like those cars are going to do that. I mean, we have 9 cars on the lead lap right now. Yeah, Rowdy Burns is here, all right. He didn't casually do it. Gundy kind of got held up. McLaren, that was Piastri, was out of shape out of turn 2. So we do, unbelievably, have at least a bit of a race for the stage between the 48 and the 51. Evo is up here. To get back to 2 laps down would do a bit of good, because then you could at least race your way up to at least 26th place. There's 6 to go, now 5 to go in stage number 2, and it looks like a 2-car race for the stage, which at Atlanta I just was not expecting. It's Gundy at the front of this pack. Rowdy Burns at the back of it. And some of these cars in amongst here could be fighting to not have to use that lucky door. Actually, no, they're not. All of these cars are 2 laps down. Trying to get back only 1 lap down. Evo is around your leader for the moment. But he's got to stay there. And he's pitting. Unreal. The timing is unreal. Well, the more cars drop out of this group, the more stupid this could get. Three to go on the stage, 2-car race. It's 7 cars on the lead lap. And these two, any of the lap 109 pitters, which is all that's left in the top 7. All those lap 109 pitters are going to have to come down pit lane. They don't really have to, but it would be very, very stupid not to. Because then you guarantee yourself almost a green flag stop on your own in stage 3 just to do nothing else. And then you're probably going to have to pit again. You only got about 10, 15 laps of wiggle room. Ronnie Burns falling off this group ever so slightly. We are on the final lap of stage number 2. And if there is a path back for the 48 in Gundy, I'll tell you what, a stage win, when there isn't a lot of chatters, Yo Gamer, even though a lap down, is inside the top 10 for stage points. Oh, Pat! At the death, potentially, with the pass. I mean, who knows how long we're going to go green here. Gundy will win the stage, I would think, but until the yellow flag comes out, the results are not technically official. Auto Stages isn't that advanced, so we got cars a lap down. 8, 9, and 10. This stage is not official until those cars cross the line. Chef in the 9th, and there it is. So, the 48 is your stage winner for the first time in the NASCAR Chat Series. It'll be Rowdy Burns in 2nd. Callan Auten Jr. and Ricky Bobby running together 3rd and 4th. Kevin Harvick 5th, Smee 6th, Kyle Busch in 7th. Those are your lap 109 pitters. Pat, Red Wings, and Chef all 1 lap down. And they need to stay out, otherwise we are going to have a very odd stage number 2. Stayed out, I believe? No, he did come down the pit lane. Rowdy Burns with a pass on your stage 2 winner, Gundy, in the pits. To start, stage 3 in the lead. We go back to green at Atlanta with 101 laps to go. Well, all those cars single file on the inside lane because of numerous wave arounds didn't really hold this field from getting tightly packed together at the start of this stage. Tell you that much. 100 to go here at Atlanta. Your Stage 2 winner in Gundy leads off the initial start. And will come around and lead again. And I tell you, again, I think that 48 is going to have a good chance of leading the most laps today. Just got a whole bunch of free ones at the end of Stage 2 in a car that we have not seen all that much up front. On the inside, going for the lead, is the 23 of Speed. Unfortunately, your Indianapolis 500 winner sitting up here looking to ruin yet another race. Gundy holds that off for now. And a decent effort and a good Dennett Racing team effort for Cal Naughton Jr. and Ricky Bobby, who just, without any rigging or anything else, have just been in step all day. They've been pitting at the exact same time, started 3rd and 4th here in this final stage. North Carolina on the top, Jimmy Johnson, the 84, not a factor in the finish of this thing. But up front yet again, and another car that we haven't really seen up front that much, Kyle Busch, sitting 5th in the 18. It's still a little bit wild back there. Oh, problems! Yellow flag is going to have to come out. Bill Elliott turns sideways around on the backstretch. Our first real crash, real spin of the day. So from the blimp, oh man, this is just chaos. Jeff and Pat got together. And then what happens here? Aiden touches Red Wings, got hooked Bill Elliott right into the 71 of Red Wings. Elliott goes for a spin, but that's why the damage isn't so bad. He really didn't hit all that much outside of other cars. We're on board with Pat, too. There was some stuff going on back here. Jeff came up, and I think Pat body slammed somebody into the wall. We're going to have to go check who that was, and then had to avoid the secondary wreck as well. Did the number 3, but able to do a good job of it for the most part. So from the outside as we enter turn 1, see if we can take a look and see what happened here. Jeff came up, got into Pat, which put the 62 of D. Kuzmic in the wall, who had just gotten the wave around, and then the crash right in front of him. A good look at Bill Elliott. Doing a great job coming back up in the traffic. Well, given that we have most of the field actually 2x2 heading to this restart, I think it's a great time for a second crank it up, second and final of the day, as we do come back to green on lap 168. Muted, sorry. I don't think there were any incidents in all of that. Crank it up that time around. D. Kuzmic did come down the pit lane, but the car looks fine. I know that car's got at least one incident today, so. Thankfully, we didn't go muted. That threw a wrench into things. Stage 2 winner in Gundy, still holding strong at the lead, but how about Aiden? Third ever race in the NASCAR Chat Series, and already threatening, as we've talked about at points today, the point total of Jeff in the 55 Ferrari. Already through 3 races, and this is, I believe, our 6th, which is embarrassing and unfortunate for Jeff, but that's what it is. The 5 car to the lead, I believe, trying to lead its first laps of the day, and it will. Now, that's big. Nobody's really been able to get around the 48 for a while. Trying to fight back on the outside. How that car is still going strong, I don't think I'll ever really know. That's some pretty substantial right side damage. I mean, we took a look at it. You can see it even from up here for the 48. But I mean, a damaged car, a caved-in front end. Won our last race in Michigan, so slight damage, as long as your toe links aren't broken, I suppose you're going to be okay. Now that should be a hindrance at a track that races like Atlanta currently does, but hell, maybe it makes it better. I don't know. 48 continues to lead. Nobody's dropped this lead. For the moment, that was the 56 of YoGamer, who did scrape the wall in turn 2, your points leader. Let's check back with YoGamer. He's in the wall again. The 56. Oh, that could be crushing. Now, there's not a lot of apparent damage on that car, but hitting the wall 2 times in 1 lap, oh, just about did it again with help from Square. 56 appears to be fine, not coming down the pit lane for the moment. Won't come back this time, even with the opportunity to do so. Gundy, your leader. D. Kuzmic in the 62, who again pitted under the crank it up. Got caught, as we knew that he would. Slight frame lag, that can stop at any time. Just a PC momentary brain fart. We're back to 60 FPS now, at least. Kyle Busch in the 18 in his NASCAR Chat Series debut has moved into 2nd place. He's going to get got by Aiden here in turn 2. Surefire Hall of Famer when he calls it quits. No doubt about that. Definitely his most successful paint scheme in that team. We have 81 to go here at Atlanta. Aiden got left out to dry, which means Gundy in the 48 back to lead. Austin still sitting top 10 for the moment, even with the lap cars in between. Oh, that was Evo who kissed the wall in turn 3 yet again. He's still going. YoGamer hits the wall again. How can that 56 still be going like this? And you know just how crippling that's going to be to his points day if that car does have to come down the pit lane. It's been a good day. Some stage finishes, but a a finish way back down when you've already used the faster pair. You're not going to finish top 20. Oh, Gundy just got bumped into the wall. Looked like Evo gave a push to Austin. Nobody stays safe, apparently. Somebody else was in the wall back there. Looked like Will Power. Yes. And Will Power is slow. We'll keep our eyes on the 12. The caution's going to have to come out. He's got a tire, can't turn. Will Power has crashed and brings out our 7th yellow of the day. Taking a look at what happened to Will Power. Ash was on the inside, came up, punted him. Well, Ash was looking for blood a little bit earlier. Didn't happen till later. But Will Power, last race's winner at Michigan, sent into the wall. That's going to require some significant repairs if the faster pair has been used. So this camera here, pretty much to just determine what we thought. And yeah, Will Power did not change his line. Ash just sends him into the outside wall. Blows for Will Power for sure. One of the most consistent non-chatters that have been in the field. And now from the view of Will Power, he's just going to get popped. Punted. Ash came up, hard leg. Whole right front broken on that 12 car. In only his 3rd NASCAR Chat Series race. 8-2 solid. Sitting in the lead as we will take the green for lap 187. We will take 74 laps to go at Atlanta, and to Austin's dismay, he's in 2nd on the outside. Something about this run for Austin and how consistent he has been with being up front just makes it feel different. Is it the 4 cars dead? Lost the lead momentarily to Kyle Busch, who's got Ricky Bobby in tow in behind, as Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton have gotten split up. Really? Biggest amount they have been all day. They've just been in lockstep. They've just been shaking and baking their way all day. Some non-chat cars, some chat cars. Everybody. All scattered throughout. Somebody who we haven't really talked about too much is the 29 of Devin Harvick. Of course, rocking the famous Atlanta paint scheme. His rookie season. And not too long after the death of Dale Earnhardt. In that scheme, his first race at this racetrack. In a close finish with Jeff Gordon. Made his way up all day. Evo in the wall again. It appears will stay green. It is actually amazing to me just how hard of a hit you can have and still keep going. Because that 24 hit the wall hard. No doubt about that. And I mean, of course, look at Yo Gamer. He's dropped back considerably from where he was when the issues first started to occur. Does make you wonder about the performance of that car, even to slap the wall again. In an accordion out of turn 4. Something we have not said much, really, since Daytona. Out front, Ricky Bobby. A puff of smoke or something, sparks as well. They're in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And how about a car that I don't even think we've seen really on screen today? Lucas with a move on Ricky Bobby. Can't get the move done, but we take lap 94. Different paint scheme on this car for this race. Usually black and orange. But what a battle to get to this point. And this is a car that has been close so many times. Austin got real close to his teammate. And Oscar Piastri, he just did. Piastri hard in the outside wall, but keeps going. Somehow did not damage any crucial parts of that car, and I cannot fathom how. So McLaren on McLaren crime, but it's worked out well for Austin. He's in behind Ricky Bobby for the moment. Lucas will take the lead back on the bottom of the racetrack. Hooters number 9 will take lap 196. I think the intensity is picking up. There's a lot of cars up here in the front that have not won before. You look at Lucas, I don't think he's won anything in the Chat Series. We know Austin hasn't, despite some decent runs. Jeff, if you count the Gran Turismo series, has. But not so far here in iRacing. On him and Aiden are really going at it, and of course that's the battle for last place in the points. Red Wings has not been a winner as of yet. He's up in the mix right now. Myself, I've had a quiet day. Sitting in 12th. I'd appreciate a top 20. I don't necessarily care about a win after winning the Coke 600. Oh, that was contact, Jeff! And Kyle Busch, I think we kept it straight. Oh, this is really just ramping up a little bit too much, but too far to go in this race. But again, I would appreciate a top 20 so I don't have to do something stupid at the Brickyard. Oh, this is... We knew we were in for just an absurd race, and just the way that this is going, I can't imagine a way in which we go green the rest of the way. Unfortunately for Lucas, has to be taking the lead yet again. His pit stop's coming up. One of the longer runs currently on track right now. He did not come in under the stage yellow because he pitted just before at 142. So he will have to pit essentially by himself. You go down to 7th place, you find Natalie Decker, who pitted on lap 141. 9th place in Aiden, pitted on lap 143. We have 60 to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I think things are about to get interesting as if they haven't really already today. With the amount of licks to the outside wall, you'd think this place was Darlington. But everybody, I won't say everybody, but a good chunk of the cars have survived those hits. Smee to the pit lane. Take a look. There is some damage on this car. No rear. It is all front, but I mean, Gundy's out there running with a lot more damage than that, so. Tough to say what the case might be. I mean, we're nearing that stage, and it was only an 8-second stop for Smee. So I would think that was a scheduled pit stop. Stages here, post yellow flag, or post pit stop for every car in the field, rather. Yellow flag could go a long way. It's making this race about as entertaining as it could be down to the finish. Oscar Piastri, I do want to just check on that car. I don't think it ever, I mean, maybe that damage wasn't that bad. I don't really know how. He slapped the wall pretty good. But overall, that looks fine. It almost looks like he didn't hit anything, just scuffs. Of course, we take a look at the pit time to really kind of gauge just how bad, or if they pitted for damage. 14-second stop for Piastri. I wouldn't think that is damage related. I would think that's scheduled. Your leader in Kyle Busch did pit under the stage yellow at 154. El Jefe sitting in third as Lucas makes the pass around the outside. Man, are there some cars sitting in the front that could really, really use a win. Jeff, obviously one of them. Lucas, Gundy, Austin, even though he doesn't want it. Red Wings. Really all the top chatters. Could certainly use a boost that a win and a really solid run would provide. Tell you what, let's go on board with Aiden for a little bit here around Atlanta Motor Speedway. I feel like we can't just ignore that. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to Red Wings. He dropped a good bit, but he's still rolling. The 71 got sent right across the front bumper of Aiden. Definitely took some right side damage. Oh yeah, front right caved in ever so slightly. So back in the field goes the 71, and that's another one that we were just saying. There's some smoke coming up from in front. Looked like just a scrape. Couldn't tell who it was. This is just attrition at this point. Who's going to survive with the cleanest car or have the best strategy? I just don't know. This entire front group. Let's see who is going to be in the greatest position here post pit stop. I'm thinking actually Squid and Jordo, who pitted on lap 184. At least for the moment, they should inherit the lead. Cars that have had their moments in this race but have not done anything all that notable. Haven't been up front as much as this 4 car has been today. Yeah, there you go. And maybe not a bad decision from Austin in general. Even though the 4 and the 81 teammates, the 4 did send the 81 of Oscar Piastri into the wall. So the 4 car pits by itself. Piastri caught by the field. Again, the damage on Piastri wasn't all that bad, but still. an incident happened, and we know that this series likes to tell some storylines, even though I have no say in the matter. What a comeback for Pat. Trapped the lap down, got the free pass. He's sitting in second, trying to pass Lucas. That's your stage 1 winner in the 3-car. Wrangler and Hooters at the front of the field. This feels like NASCAR. What an unbelievable comeback. Lucas to the pit lane right when that happens. Pat pitted on lap 165, so a little bit farther to go. And you got a good look at the early season points battle in the 3 and the 56 right here. Those cars were 1 and 2 for the first 3 races until Pat took a step back in race 4. At Charlotte. And Yo Gamer is just taking a step up, especially after Michigan. Extended his points lead on all but one car, maybe 1 or 2. And those cars were at the back of the field anyway. First car 2 laps down is Ash, who is up here with the front of the field. It is a very, very odd, long road back for the 46, but I suppose there's an option. Aiden to the pit lane. I'll tell you what, I think this is going to come down to who has the strategy right. Because we've seen at times when this field gets stretched out, it is a little bit less likely that a yellow flag does come out. Still think it's Squid and Bruno are in the right seat to lead for some time. But again, they can't make it to the end of this race. Not without more help. More pit stops happening this time by? No. At least not with the lead crew. Haven't talked about the 43 car much today either. Daytona 500 winner. Been in a battle. Car's been on the wall a couple times, so it's just about everybody else. The 43. I don't think is in great position to win this race, but it's in good enough position. Yo Gamer back to the front, and as Gundy has fallen off in this 3rd stage and really hasn't been much of a factor, you could give a nod potentially to the 56 for a favorite to lead the most laps. I mean, this car's been up front all day, as has the 4. And even the 3 led a good chunk of laps. Not all that many, but a bit. A lap away from 40 to go. So when he pit stopped from this point on, you were good to go, obviously, to the end. You're well within the fuel window. Trying to take a look at who might be sitting potentially the prettiest. I'll tell you who it might be right now. Austin, Lucas, and Aiden. If this stays green, I think so. Depending, of course, on what has happened post-pit stop. As long as they haven't gotten stuck back in anything. Let's ride around with Pat from the lead. Well, he's about to lose that lead. At least he has some company for it. Squid looking around the outside. 316. At least the driver of the 316. Mazda winner at Indianapolis. Dynamics 5 Cup champion last year. Indianapolis 500 winner in our first attempt at that race. Ricky Bobby comes to the pit lane, but hasn't found success so far in the NASCAR chat series, which is unfortunate. I think Kyle Busch just entered the pit lane here on lap 225. Whoa! And, of course, some in-chat rivalries between Ash and Squid. There was definitely some contact there. I say, Squid, you might want to get on your horse. Don't think I'd really want to be anywhere near that right now. With a great ride. Try and reform that outside lane with help from Ash behind again. They'll stick to that outside lane as Pat continues to lead. It was a long stop. Oh no, left the pit lane. Never mind. For Dundee and Kyle Busch. No, those were about right on time. Rowdy Burns and Cal Naughton Jr. to the pit lane. And really, for the first time today, we didn't really talk about it. Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton on differing strategies. They had really primarily stuck together much of the day. Quick one for Rowdy Burns, 8 seconds. A gas and go. 10-second stop for Cal Naughton. Maybe 2 tires. Certainly don't need a full tank at this stage. Kevin Harvick has entered the pit lane. I'd be willing to say almost the entire field is hoping for a caution. Outside of maybe Ricky Bobby, Austin, Lucas, Aiden. Go back a little further, Smee and Natalie Decker. Uzbek, 62, multiple laps down, not a factor. Neither really a good chunk of cars in this group. Caleb to the pit lane. As long as this stays green, which it should. We should be getting a cycle here. Pat looked like he was coming. He just kind of got freight trained there for a second, and your new leader is Squid. Now the 3 car is going to come back, though. I mean, it's just all chaos. There's a million pit strategies out there to go along with the race that's still happening at the front of the field with 30 laps to go. The 56 of Yul Gamer is back to the front with help from the 43 in Jordo. 2 Toyotas lead the way. And with the limited amount of Toyotas in the field, 3 in the top 10 is pretty good. Even 2 Fords is honestly impressive. There's hardly any Fords in this field. We know that nobody in the top 11 right now can make it to the end of this race. Which is why I say that just about everybody in the field is hoping for a yellow flag to give themselves a bit more of a chance. make us 2 laps down after that. Pretty much fighting for nothing if you're 2 or more laps down. If you're 1 lap down and you're in a spot where you can battle for the lucky dog, you definitely do it. Because, you know, will this go green to the end? Oh my goodness, what happened to Pat? Well, that's what happened. Down the pit lane is Squid. We'll continue on. Dorno second, Yo Gamer third. Dollar Sign will inherit fourth. And even Red Wings, with the damage earlier, fell just about completely out of this thing. He's not with this lead group, but into 6th place. And then let's take a look at Red Wings. Yo Gamer to the pit lane. Red Wings cannot even think about making it to the end. In fact, I'm amazed that he's been out here as long as he had. That's a lap 165 pit stop. Is that right? Red Wings sits third. It's a lap 165 pit stop with 20 laps to go. Daytona 500 winner in the 43 car, leader here in Atlanta. But battling with Squid, and I don't think anybody that's in this lead group right now is the biggest favorite to win at this stage. Red Wings and myself have come down the pit lane from 5th and 6th. So even further non-factors. 42 seconds in the pit lane for Yogi. And by the way, we never really touched on it, and I only just noticed it. Will Power is going to go from 1st at Michigan to last here at Atlanta. He is out of this race after his hard hit. As we look right now, there are 6 cars on the lead lap. Reason for that? Well, they're the 6, I believe, that have stayed out the longest, including Bill Elliott sitting in 7th. He's already a lap down. He has not pitted yet. That is why Bill Elliott has really come from out of nowhere to join the top 10. He will lose. He will probably stay at least a lap down. Everybody else, when the pit stops occur, probably going to get their lap back. I guess we just didn't expect this long of a green flag run. 21 to go. And the 43 leads in the late stages. But Squid looking for his first NASCAR Chat Series win, lurking in 2nd. You go back down the road. I mean, really, I hate to say it, I don't give much of the cars in the top 6 much of a chance to do anything today without a yellow flag. Squid, your new leader, as we are on 20 laps to go. Lap 184 pit stop. We would be on lap 240 right here, or 241. So there is just no way. They are very, very close to their pit window opening. And you just, with how much green flag running we've done in stage 3, there is no chance to stretch it out that far. So the dominoes will start to fall. And then I'm looking at Yo Gamer, Pat, Austin, sitting 8th, 9th, and 10th. And I'm thinking that's going to be your battle for the win. But how close are those cars? Right on top of each other. I mean, I'm thinking this whole group right here, barring some lap cars mixed in, is really, truly going to be your battle for the win. Those cars at the front could have a chance, I suppose, with the lead that they do have, but I don't know how high percentage it is. Pat currently leads the focus group. Jordo leads as we have 17 to go. Just can't stretch the fuel that far. Not with how green we've been. Just can't do it. So we'll keep an eye on the front of the field until those dominoes fall. Ash making a move to the bottom. That was a move to potentially gain a lap back. Brown Squid for the moment. Had the current leader in Jordo pushing her. Squid making a fight back on the outside. I mean, we got 15 laps to go. I'm not even really sure what these cars here are hanging on to anymore, because it is just so improbable for them to go to the end. To be honest, I'm amazed they're still out here right now. I'm honestly perplexed as to how they are. Like, we're getting to that edge even with yellow flags in the early running. Or maybe we just truly haven't seen the edge of what a fuel run could be. We saw it in stage 1. Cars stayed out perhaps a little bit longer than maybe they should, and really just kind of screwed themselves. And in terms of a rebound for Ash in the 46 car right in behind D. Kuzmic, it's really not all that bad. There were a lot of issues early on. Despite the debris caution strategy, just didn't pan out, but some positions gained up to 24th. Haley Deegan has entered the pit lane. Her day already derailed. Some slight scraping on the front of that car, but would think that's scheduled. Yep. 4 seconds in the pit box for Haley. We are really just truly waiting for these cars to come down the pit lane, and then the race is on. Or will they surprise us all and somehow save enough gas on a track where you don't live? So make sense of that. 43 is looking low. Still no pit stop. Kurt Busch has entered the pit lane. That is from 6th. That's gotta lead you to believe that none of these top 5 can make it. Yep. Jeff to the pit lane from 4th. And here we go. We will, of course, keep our eyes at the front of the field as Squid will dive down on the 10 to go lap. Until everything goes on. So Jordo, the lead car, there's nobody in this group that can threaten that lead from her. Dalasan, Evo, Jimmy Johnson, all to the pit lane, expecting a pit stop from the 43 this time. Yes. Well, we are officially on. Ash is going to come down as well. There are 4 cars on the lead lap right now. Bill Elliott is coming down the pit lane, which turns our focus to this group. Now, those cars there stayed out so long that maybe they've got something going here. Jordo's still in the pit lane. Coming out right now, Squid is out on the racetrack. They had to take such little fuel that it might have worked. We'll take a look at how this cycles out. We have 8 laps to go. Jordo's by herself. That can't stand very long. Squid is 3 seconds back with a slight tow from Ash. I mean, and if he passes Ash, then he's really all on his own. But with this little time remaining, is there enough time to catch anybody? With that interval dwindling down as quickly as it is, I would think yes. Oh yeah. 3rd place in Lucas, within 6 seconds back, and this pack is charging. Whereas Squid is, with that help from Ash, Ash pushing the 316 along, but this big pack clawing in much more quickly. We are not done, I don't think, here in Atlanta, if this pack stays formed up. Somebody we really didn't consider to be a factor, Pete Dollarsign in the 45. He leads this group. 3 seconds back. Squid is taking the lead with 5 to go. These cars in turn 2 can't really see anybody back behind. They're close. Oh, that's what that lead pack needed to see. These guys break up. That momentum will continue to grow. And again, we say we are not done yet at Atlanta. Ash out in front of the real race for the lead. And the race for the lead is side by side. The run from this group had stalled out. They need to be perhaps a little bit more organized. If they catch them at this rate with how racy they are, there's not going to be much time left. I mean, they're really separated right now. Racing real hard. They need to get more organized or it's going to be a 2-car battle. And it still might be a 2-car battle with 3 to go. And they picked up D. Kuzmic. That certainly helps out the case of these front 2. You can see them on the screen at the same time, but is it close enough? They're side by side again. We're coming to 2 laps to go. Under 1.5 seconds the difference. But the momentum is just stalled. We have 2 to go. 1.2 back. And the 1 and 2 cars have gone nose to tail now. Oh my goodness. These 2 might just try and do it. Try and run away with it. They're stuck behind some lap traffic, but again, Lucas in 3rd place is not gaining any ground. I think we're looking at our race for the win right here. Jordo moves around Squid momentarily. In behind the 2 lap cars, Ash to the bottom. The bigger group has fallen back. And we are gonna have, oh, maybe a little bit too soon. It'll be a race to the line. Squid's got the help at the stripe in Atlanta. The 43 is your winner. We thought we had the closest finish in NASCAR Chat Series history last week, and we did. I can't believe how close that finish was. Atlanta lives up to the billing. Jordo is your first ever 2-time NASCAR Chat Series winner. Squid 0.01 tenths of a second back. Lucas in 3rd, $, fourth. A strong run for Jeff in fifth. Aiden right in behind. Pat in seventh. Another top 10 finish for Yo Gamer. Austin in ninth. And Natalie Decker rounds out the top 10 in an absolute classic of this series. So trying to figure out what happened to Ash early in this race, lap 77. I thought the incident had happened a few laps later than this. I thought it was lap 79. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing happened on lap 77. Unreal. We'll do the check. No rear damage. I mean, the front damage is there, but I mean, I don't know. That's not enough, in my opinion, to force that pit stop. So I really don't know. As far as I can tell, nothing happened. Well, we said we were going to do this on the final lap, and then I forgot with the finish that we had shaping up. From the TV tower to just, again, kind of gauge just how close of a finish this was. We'll watch the final lap in its entirety. I mean, just look at the run that Squid got to get back into that. Oh my goodness. That close at the line. So that wraps up another NASCAR Chat Series race. And these things just keep getting better and better, I swear to you. We thought we had a great finish, excuse me, last week. Or last race, I keep saying last week, but a couple weeks back at Michigan. And that finish was by a car length. Will Power over Travis Pastrana. And unfortunately for Will Power, a last place finish here today. Look at how far back Squid comes from to make this close at the line. So the 43 is a two-time winner. But that 316 had one hell of a charge in this final lap to even just make it close. So there could be a point standings flipper. Yo Gamer with another top 10. So it's not going to flip the points too much. But a second win could be a big deal. We got about a month off until we are back in the NASCAR Chat Series at Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. Another look at this insane finish.